And she said she saw on my elimination before the judging even happened that there was an X on my face. And so
everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go.
What is going on, everybody? This is Oliver Twixt here, your nerd boy cutie, reporting for duty, here to do the Lord's work once again. And I am happy to announce I am finally on Cameo. Listen, y'all aggravated those people. They sent me the invite, and I have happily accepted. So you bitches can now book the nerve for some birthday shout-outs, words of encouragement, anniversary, Christmas, Halloween, Hanukkah, Easter, Chinese New Year, all the things. I cannot wait to greet you guys. What is going on, y'all? Our video is about to begin in a couple of seconds. Before it does, jump over to the live chat that's happening right now, where you can talk to me and some of our other friends all around the world about the things we love to talk about. I want to see you in there. Hurry up right now.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing so good. I'm really excited to be here with you.
I'm so happy that you're here with me as well. You look so vibrant and happy.
Thank you. I am.
You look good, girl. How's your day been?
My day has been good. I have a little baby. I have a 6-month-old. And she's
congrats.
And so the night was a little rough, and I was dreaming of you and dreaming of Top Model, because I watched some of the season last night, and it was like, whoa, you know, like a lot of different feelings coming up, and feeling super nervous and also excited to be here with you. So thanks for having me.
No, you're so welcome. Well, I feel like you have the great energy. You have great energy about it. So I have no doubt that this is going to be amazing. I actually just was telling them I just finished binge watching it before I got on live with you. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't realize Amis had such a rich experience on the show.
Yeah, it was really
rich experience. Yeah, rich.
Yeah.
So how many years has it been for you now?
14
Okay.
years.
Wowzers. So like 14 years ago, what made you want to audition?
Well, I grew up in Oklahoma. And I had gone to 1 year of college in Chicago. And I was like this girl living in the city and partied. I was really wild. You probably can tell from the show. I like partied super, super hard and failed my first year of college. Didn't take it seriously. And I went back home to Oklahoma, and I was super depressed and unhappy. And I was like, get out of here. And I saw that they were having for the show in Wichita, which is close to where my family lives. And so my mom, my 2 older sisters, and at the time I had a niece and a nephew who are like 1 year old. We all got done, and we drove up there. And it works in my favor because there was a local competition happening at that particular audition site. Like, you sent in your audition tape, and then you could also do this like local thing. And these were back in my drinking days. Even though I was underage, I somehow snuck in a little vodka tonic.
It's okay. Yes, come on, vodka tonic.
On that competition, I had never won anything in my life, like number 1. And I was like, yes, you know, like I'm going to the next round of casting auditions, where I got to meet casting directors. And that happened to be in Chicago, of all places, where I just got done living and had lots of friends. And yeah, so really my main motivation was that I knew I wasn't going to go to college, and I needed to get out of Oklahoma. And I had done a little bit of modeling, and it seemed fun, you know. And I think it's very clear when I was watching last night, I was like, wow, I really was there to have fun. Yeah.
So how fast did the process go for you? Like you auditioned, and how soon after did you hear back from the casting directors?
That is a good question. You know, I think overall, from like my first audition was in August because it was the day of or the day after my 20th birthday.
Okay.
And then I went to probably, I don't know, maybe a week or two to the next audition in Chicago. And then after that, the paperwork and the process is quite extensive. And I was do it. I mean, I had the time. My family was super juiced, and we were like practicing in the living room, watching the show. Like that's some of my fondest memories is the build up and the
nice
process.
Yeah.
And I think after that Chicago audition, I was waitressing, and my sister said, "Hey, the casting director people are calling you," and I left. I told a manager, I was like, I'll be right back. And I went to the parking lot, and they told me, you're going to the next round. You're going to be on the first episode. I was like, yes. And then I ended up getting fired from the job. But I was like, great things. And I think the whole process from start to finish was probably like 2 months, maybe.
Okay.
And the testing, and then, you know, to make it to that first episode, which was filmed in LA. So that was cool. And then to find out, oh, the season's going to be in New York.
In New York City.
Really exciting for me. Yeah.
How was it getting off the plane and being ushered right into all the chaos of filming the show? Like, I'm pretty sure there were like producers running around and you were being yanked to so many places. What do you remember? Some of the things you had to do, like once you got into the whole experience.
Well, I do remember that experience of being at the airport and having them have a sign with your name. And that was cool. You know, again, at the time I was very much a country bumpkin, and I had never experienced anything like that. And that was
okay.
Cool. And I, you know, throughout the whole experience, I just had a very open mind and open heart and a lot of gratitude and not a lot of expectation or attachment. And so for me, what I remember is just, yeah, like wide-eyed innocence and excitement. And I loved the experience of hair and makeup people. Like that was something when I was watching the show last night, I was like, oh yeah, like those were my homies. Those were my people. I loved the stylists, and the hair and makeup people were just so sweet and so easy and fun to talk to. And yeah, those are some of the things I really remember. And some of it, honestly, like some of it I don't remember.
Yeah, as we expected.
And part of the interesting feelings that surfaced for me seeing the footage, especially there's that on my last episode where I'm sleeping, you know.
Yes, you're sleeping.
See it from this point of view now. At that time, I was on a few different prescriptions. I was on Concerta and Wellbutrin.
Oh wow.
I can see the impact of those medications on my young, you know, just 20-year-old little mind and body, and how it definitely influenced my presence. And some of those medications, you know, they make you tired and sleepy, and not to say, oh, that's why, you know, but just taking that into account and having more compassion for myself as I'm older, wiser, and looking back on that time. Some of it, I'm like, I don't even remember that.
Now, that's not something, of course, watching the show, you would know that you were on prescription drugs. Was that something that the producers of the show knew about? Like, was that something they were knowledgeable on?
You go through an extensive background check. I mean, they go in and out of your life. You have stacks and stacks and paperwork to fill out. And there's also this period of the audition process where you go through this like psychological examelation and stress testing. Like at the time, you know, I'm young, and this seems like the best opportunity I could find. And I was very compliant, and I didn't ask questions. I was not critical of it at all at the time. And now I look back and I can see how, I mean, who knows for certain, but I imagine the way these shows are designed they're like, oh yeah, that person has this type of mental illness. Let's pair them with this person with that trauma, and let's like put them in a really high stress environment, and let's like get the entertainment.
See what happens.
Which, you know, it is entertaining. And you know, I also love to this reality show, Marrying Millions. But so it's like, I understand what is
the
so
internet connection is like messing up on my side.
These kinds of shows, and I also have the experience from being a participant of what it is like real life in your real self, cut apart and pasted together.
Hold on.
Hello?
She's back. There's like a sound, audio, visual lag. Tyra, we bind you from doing harm. Harm to yourself, harm to others, and harm to our Wi-Fi. Tyra, we motherfucking bind your ass, bitch, from doing harm. Harm from doing... Is she back? Is she back? Tyra, we bind you from doing harm. Harm to yourself, harm to others, harm to our Wi-Fi. Tyra, we bind you from doing harm. Harm to yourself, harm to others. Yes! That's what you better burn it, bitch! Yes! You better burn it! Get it up out of here! Tyra, we bind you! We bind you! I can't hear you. But you're gonna keep on binding.
Hello? Hello?
Did it
Can you hear
work?
me better?
Y'all keep on binding. We almost there. I can hear you.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, it's still
it's
still a little delay. We almost there. It's almost fixed. Are you connected to the Wi-Fi? She is so pretty, guys. Tyra, we bind you. Tyra, we bind you. Tyra, we bind you. Y'all, the spirits are heavy in the internet room today, guys. Yo, if I have to go to YouTube, it probably won't happen today. That's a lot of. I'll do it for y'all though, I guess. It just would be a lot for me. Wait, I think it's working.
Disconnect your phone from Wi-Fi.
Hello?
Wait,
Hello?
talk.
Hello?
Oh, yeah, it's working!
Hello?
Yay!
It is working. It's working.
No Wi-Fi.
I'm getting thumbs
It's
up.
amazing.
My partner's trying to help me with the technical
She's back.
stuff.
Yay!
Okay.
Our
good.
seance worked.
I'm back.
Amazing! I can't remember where we left off at.
Oh, I'm holding some rocks.
You better earthbend.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I believe, guys, help me down in the comments. Where were we at? My brain's gotten caught up in all the comedic chaos. Okay, perfect. Yes, they're affirming they can hear us. Yay! Celebrate, guys. Okay, well, I think I remember. I think I was asking you, how did it feel seeing all of the action of the set with all of, the activity that goes on in making a show? Like, how did you take all that in? I believe that was the question, I think.
It was exciting. It was really like a dream come true for me.
How were like the tests that you had to take, like the mental exams? Do you remember if you guys had to do any like medical exams? I know some people in other cycles said they did. Did you guys have to do so?
Mm, maybe a physical. Yeah, I think so. Like just like a standard physical, like what looks like.
Oh, they're saying it's lagging again. Okay.
I am connected to Wi-Fi. Do you want me to try it?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe try to unconnect it.
Disconnected. Okay. Let me.
Everyone's like, YouTube. Yeah, we may have to go to YouTube. Oh no! Is it working?
Hi.
Oh, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Okay, talk for me.
I'm talking for you. Hello.
You know, I think I can manage it like this. It still has a little delay, but I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, and it's jumping in and out. Okay, so how was it seeing Tyra and Mr. and Miss J for the first time?
Yeah, like very cool. Like seeing celebrities, people who
they were
you're
hot
familiar
girls.
with. Yeah, I mean, and they're beautiful. Like flawless. Definitely like, okay, these are people who are in a different socioeconomic world. Like they just looked shiny, impressive. It was cool.
Okay. So, like, were you nervous? What do you remember when you spoke to Tyra?
Oh, yeah, I was definitely nervous. Yeah.
I could imagine.
She's a goddess. She's very, very beautiful. And we would get a lot of coaching from the production team, and they would, if you want to get on the show, you need to express yourself and you need to scream and be excited. So there was a lot of coaching that way, and to scream. I was like, yeah, there's a lot of screaming when I watched the season. Anytime Tyra came, they were like, you need to scream for Tyra. And but yeah, I thought it was cool. I think, it shows in my experience on the show. My in some ways I felt kind of neutral. Like it was exciting, it was cool. And I also wasn't like this like die hard, like I'm gonna faint and pass out, it was exciting for me, and I was, again, just very open to where this is going to lead. I had told people many times, like, if I had really been serious about, I want to make a modeling career, I would have done that. I went on America's Next Top Model because I saw it as a reality TV show and an opportunity for me to get out of the space that I was in Oklahoma, like flunked out of college, lost and confused. That struck me too last night watching the series, and many times the judges would say, she seems lost, she seems confused. And I was.
Oh, wow.
I was at that time, I was 20 years old and didn't know who I was, and was, looking back, I can see now that I was not, in a healthy place. I was self-harming. I was definitely using alcohol in a dangerous way.
Oh, wow.
And I was reckless and wild and young. And I can have compassion for that, like, lost Amos self.
So, this is the head nerd in charge here, Oliver Twixt, telling you that I will be performing live in Atlanta on December 17th. At the Artisan's Bar. The show begins at 9 p.m. And it won't be me just by myself. I'm bringing some friends along the way. This is my first show in a long time, so believe it's going to be the night of your life. You hear me? Get your tickets now at www.olivertwixt.com/shows or click the link in my bio on my Instagram. I hope to see you there. Bye. Okay, this is a lot that you share, and thank you so much for being so vulnerable and sharing this with me and everyone. I want to know, watching that and knowing the extensive evaluation you had to undergo to get on the show, do you feel like when they showed you in your last episode, when you were kind of like groggy and kind of like not getting up, do you feel like they were kind of like making bad use of that? Like, do you feel like they were exploiting you a little bit?
Well, I do think that the show is very exploitative.
Okay.
And I knew that going into it, though. You know, it's like
awareness is
consensual
good.
Exploitation. Yeah, consent. And so that's a good question. I don't think that they made bad use of it. I mean, it happens. But also what people don't realize is that there's a lot of time in between when you leave the house and you're shuttled over to the studio where the judging is taking place. There's a lot of time. And I knew I could get ready like in the van or on the way there. And I think it was accurate. Like watching it, I was like, wow, I really wasn't taking it seriously. And so I think that storyline was accurate. And I think too, they're like Marvita told me something, because you know Marvita was like my best friend.
I noticed that.
Oh my God, love Marvita. And I was shocked because so when you get eliminated, you don't go home. You go into what's called being sequestered, and so you're in a hotel room. Yeah, you're in a hotel room and you're just there. You can't go out. It's not like really on vacation. You're just confined to a hotel room, and you have like a little assistant who will come and like take you around, help you get some food for a few hours, but you're under control, and you don't know who's going to come next. So I was in my hotel room, and then whoever gets eliminated next comes in. And when it was Marvita that walked through the door, I said, what the hell? Oh my God.
She went home right after you.
I was shocked because she's so strong. I was like, what? But so Marvita told me she saw, like, because the production people have a card that has all the contestants' faces, you know, so that they know their names and stuff. The production team does. And she said she saw on my elimination before the judging even happened that there was an X on my face. And so I believe that they have the storyline and everything already put together before the judging even happens. And that's just more for like the TV, you know. So I think that I was destined to go home when I did. Like, it was already kind of decided by the production storyline creators. And I had this moment too, like, they have you every day, you have to go into, I don't know if it was like a closet or a bathroom, but there's like the confessional, you know, where you're just like talking and say, you can talk about anything. You just have to talk for, I don't know, it's maybe like 10 minutes or something. Just keep talking. And I remember my last confessional looking around and saying, none of this is real. Like, I'm in this bathroom right now. And I think that I was psychologically just not able to handle the intensity, because I look at it now and it's like, okay, young, impressionable people put into this high stress environment that's designed to trigger you and challenge you, and you're also isolated from your loved ones. And so I think it all is divine, and it made sense that I left when I did, and that it was maybe a combination of things. My own lack of ambition, you know, because they want you to be hungry for it. They want you to win. And I did go on there. I was laissez-faire. I was like, I know I can make it on the show, and I want to make it to the makeover. And I did. And I don't have that cutthroat diva competitor. I will do whatever it takes, you know. It's not my style. I was like, I'm having fun. But, you know, it was interesting watching that too last night and recognizing my own privilege that I couldn't see at the time, you know, because I saw the way Fatima was seeing me. I'm being goofy, and Fatima was like, that's stupid. Like, I would die to be in this competition.
Right.
And I was like, wow, that's really interesting to see that now with the level of awareness I have now, and to just notice like my own privilege, my own just out of touch with the pulse of the group, and that I was kind of on my own individual journey, and not that it's right or wrong, but just like, wow, like seeing a lot more now than I could see back then.
You know, I'm so much enjoying this reflective monologue you just gave. Like, that's really dope. You know, self-reflection is always amazing. And the fact that you've reconciled it the way you have is very gorgeous to me. And I think everyone listening right now would agree as well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
So, not to disrupt the positive energy that's going on, but we have to segue to, I think, the children's most favorite part about this, which is Antm roll call, where I named everyone who was cast on your cycle, the girls, the talent, as well as the judges, and you tell me the first thing that comes to your brain, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, okay? Since we're being honest and transparent, let's keep it going when we get into some of these people. You got it. You got it?
Yeah.
Here we go. The first person is Kimberly. She quit the first episode.
Sweet. It's the first thing that comes to my mind. Yeah, sweet. And just RIP. Like, that's something too I was noticing watching, like, wow, this show is really about making fun of people. From the first episode and how the judges talk about the contestants, and then knowing later that Kimberly took her life, and thinking, wow, what is that like for the judges? Or like, who is there any responsibility that anyone takes for the impact? Because they said, oh, her face looks like a scrunched up snotty napkin. What the hell? You know, to me, that's painful. So I feel that when I hear Kimberly's name, I feel all that. Her sweetness, and then just like, whoa, like the depth of the impact that the show has on people.
What do you remember the most about her from when you were filming together?
Well, she wasn't there that long, you know, and she was a little bit mysterious and a little bit bad, because we did that smoking thing together. I was glad. I was like, thank God someone else wants to smoke, because I do. I don't smoke anymore, cigarettes.
Good.
But yeah, I remember her being sweet and relatable, you know, like, because her stance about the fashion and the expense, you know, she seemed down to earth and sweet.
Now, when I just rewatched it in the first week that you guys were in the house, second episode, she kind of like switched a little bit and started saying like she didn't feel like the competition was for her because she wasn't into like labels and glamorous clothing. Did anything happen that like caused her to change her stance? Anything that like everyone else saw, or no?
You know, I wish I could remember. I think it was after the Badgley Mishka show, you know, and her actually embodying what it is models do. You know, they model clothes made by designers and make them look good enough for wealthy people to buy. And I think that she was like wanting and needing something more purposeful, in her mind, more purposeful than that.
Gotcha. Okay. How was the first photo shoot for you? You guys were embodying homelessness.
Yeah, kind of weird right now. I don't know if that would fly so well in 2021.
Yikes.
How was it for me? Exciting. But I was nervous, you know. I really needed and expected and wanted more instruction. Because what I remember is like getting styled and then going into the shoot, and yeah, not a lot of instruction given, and also feeling a little sour afterwards, because Mr. J had said, yeah, there's the light, like find your face in the light. And then the judges are like, you just look like a model looking into the light. And it's like, I was just following instructions. You know, that was my personal experience. And when I look at the show now, I can tell, whoa, like I think about Stacy Ann. I can remember her practicing. Like I can remember her being in the mirror and posing, and really like it was a craft for her. And I respect that. And I admire that a lot. And I could also see like, for whatever reason, I didn't have the capacity to concentrate. I think it has a lot to do with self-worth. And I didn't, like I didn't feel worthy enough to take the time to take it seriously. And I said that a lot, I noticed on the series, that I said, oh, what am I doing here? I don't belong here, blah, 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 you know? And I wish I could go back in time and say, baby girl, yes, you do. Like, own it. And just stand tall and be yourself. Yes. Oh yeah. That's been a big pattern for me my whole life. That I'm stopping. I'm letting go of that and just saying, I am fabulous and I deserve to be everywhere because God sent me. And that's it.
Oh yes. You better say it. You better say it. Okay, next on the list is Allison.
Evil. That was just the first thing. No, but seriously, that's something too. I noticed, okay, the interaction with Allison and Fatima and the dolls. And I noticed I was in the room when that happened. I was writing in my journal, which was something I did a lot on the show because you can't watch TV. You don't have a phone. So I was journaling. And I look back at that. And again, that's something I wish I would have done differently, is I wish I would have stood up for Fatima. Because what Allison said was really offensive and racist. And yeah, I'm sad that I didn't have the consciousness to stand up against that and to stand with Fatima. And I'm proud standing up against it because it was messed up. But you know, word for Allison that comes to mind is trauma. You know, someone that has some trauma and some wounds.
I spoke to Whitney, the winner of Cycle 10, some days ago, and she said that that comment caused some ruckus behind the scenes. Do you remember any fallout regarding that statement that was made that night?
No, I'm sorry. Again, it's so long ago. I'm like, no, but I imagine probably there was. Absolutely, because it was a harmful comment.
Gotcha.
And yeah.
Let me backtrack a little bit. I forgot someone, Atalya, who also got eliminated.
Oh, Atalya, beautiful.
She was pretty. She was
very
pretty.
and a beautiful spirit, like wonderful to be around, and very pure. That's how I would describe her. That's what comes to mind.
Were you shocked that she was sent home first?
I mean, I was glad she was sent home first. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was like,
you or her?
The bottom two, the first round is kind of a bummer. And yeah, I'm surprised now looking back because she was so sweet and beautiful, and yeah, I think it's surprising that she went home first too.
How was the Elle Macpherson photo shoot for you?
Fun. Oh yeah, really. Oh my, it was beautiful. You know, because I'd never been to New York until I went to the show.
Oh, okay.
A lot of those experiences, I'm just like, oh, bright-eyed, little innocent thing. Yes. It was really cool. And I liked the lingerie, and I honestly had forgotten we met Elle Macpherson until I was watching it last night. I was like, oh yeah, that was so cool. And again, when I really tried to conjure up the memories, for some reason they're not there. You know, like I don't know if that's like my own trauma response, like blocking
it out.
What? Yes, like a lot of what I remember off camera. Well, off camera you can't talk. You know.
Ice.
So that ice, yeah, ice, and that was always very interesting for me. Yeah, not being able to express, just having to be quiet, because then when the cameras are there, naturally everyone is going to perform a little bit. And
of course.
You get used to the cameras, but there's still that element of I'm being watched, I'm going to be seen. But to answer your question, yeah, meeting Elle was amazing. I love being on the boat. I love my photo from that one. You know,
I wanted to use that one to be your promo flyer, but I couldn't find an HD version of it. It kept pixelating, so.
Oh, well, I like the one you used too. I was like, dang,
Oh,
I'm looking good.
You're welcome. Yeah. Next on the list, before I say the next person, the next photo shoot, which is the one you went home on, the meat packaging photo shoot. How was that for you?
Yeah, I went last that day, or one of the last ones, and so the meat, when they put it on me, was warm. From the bodies, they reused the same meat. I remember too, like, because I was pushing that thing, and one of my titties fell out, and I was like, oh, embarrassed at that time. But you, again, as a model, your job is really like exploiting yourself, like, oh well, like your body is not really your own, which is great with the culture, that we're in. Anyway, I won't get off too much on that tangent right now, but the meat shoot was, it was, again, I feel like I kept needing and wanting more support. I wanted more instruction, more support, but what it felt like for me when I would go on the photo shoots was like almost like wanting you to fail, or for me personally, like wanting you to flounder, because it would make for better entertainment. That's what I personally felt. And I take responsibility, because like I could have been in the off hours studying and, doing the work. And I chose to do other things. So, I have a role to play in my destiny, absolutely. And that photo shoot, each photo shoot, again, it's hard for me to conjure the exact personal memories, because I think I was, I just felt so exposed and so, what is the word I'm looking for? Like vulnerable without support.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So when you say support, does that mean you wanted more direction from Mr. J, or you wanted more clarification from the producers, or
probably from Mr. J?
Okay.
More just like, here's what would look good. Why don't you try this? Why don't you try this? And, oh, girl, that looks good. Yes. Boosting it up. But for me, like, each time I'm coming onto the show, there's always that clown music, like, bah, 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 bah. like I, it was the character I played. And it's okay. Like, I know Mr. J's doing their job, and God, they have however many people to instruct, and maybe I needed to bring that on my own, and to not expect that. But that's what I think about when you ask me how were the photo shoots. They were like vulnerable.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for all of that. The next
You're
person
welcome.
on the list is Marvita. You mentioned her earlier. You were shocked when she came into your sequestered hotel room because she had been eliminated. What are your thoughts on her?
Marvita's the best. The GOAT. Just, oh my gosh. Vibrant, so loving, so real, so fun. I loved Marvita. She really was like my closest friend. And even though I was shocked and so sad, like, what the hell? How did you get eliminated? But I was happy to have my friends, and because we could just process and talk to each other about what was going on. And she was always wanting Grace Papaya. She was always wanting to get Grace Papaya hot dogs when we were going out, on our little time with our babysitter person. Oh my gosh, that's what I remember about Marvita. And musical. We would sing. We had, that's something that never got aired, was I had told Marvita. Probably. Well, maybe. I never thought of that. But we were making music together and had our little band. And I said, if I get kicked off, I want us to sing our song together. And we did. We started singing. And I think the judges were like, what is going on? But it was like, what was the song? It was like, get under the covers right now. And we did. We sang this little song. And
at panel?
That's what I think about. Yeah, when I got kicked off, we were singing, and I was sad to not see that air. But like you said, maybe licensing, I don't know. But Marvita Marvita, the word really that comes to mind is joy. Just her smile and her heart and her love. I love Marvita forever.
You know, I'm just really enjoying the gems that are pouring out of this chat, guys. I'm over here losing my Antm fandom brain. I hope you guys are just as excited as me. There was an edited out song at your elimination between you and Marvita, a duet we never saw.
Yeah.
Wow. I love it. What's going on, y'all? Hope y'all are enjoying, but we gotta interrupt this right fast for a word from our sponsors. Next on the freaking list is Amy.
Amy! Oh, sweet. Super sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, yeah, young, sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Had some of that Mormon energy, purity, kind. Like neutral, you know?
Gotcha. Okay. Next on the list is Claire.
Cool. Yeah, Claire was really cool. I felt very interested in her. Like, I remember her distinctly from even just the audition, the first episode, thinking, oh, this is a cool lady. And now I'm a mom. I have 3 kids, and I look back at her being on the show while breastfeeding. I was just like, oh my God, how could she do that? She's so strong, you know, and Dominique too. Because at the time I had no idea what it's like to be a mom. And so I have a lot of respect for them and that probably very hard choice to be on the show and to follow that dream to support your kids, but then the cost is being away from them. So I think about, yeah, she was cool, like creative, unique, cool.
How did you feel like the producers treated you guys while you guys were on the show? Because when I spoke to Claire, Claire said she has stood up to them regarding some of the things that they were doing to you guys that she didn't agree with. I think she mentioned the phone. Guys down in the comments remind me, but I believe it was like the phone that she said they weren't allowing you guys to like talk on the phone. But anyways, do you remember any mistreatment at all?
Well, again, I think that at the time I was so eager and compliant to do anything.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know, I didn't really know anything else. Mistreatment, I mean, probably. Well, the hardest thing for me, I remember, was being mic'd all the time and knowing that these people are listening to you pee, listening to you take a poop or whatever. And also, I mean, this might be controversial, but self-pleasuring, having an orgasm, even by yourself, you know, that's hard to go so long.
Amos, were you doing that while you were on the show?
I think there was probably one time whenever I was not mic'd and I was out in the living room on the couch, just like, it was nighttime, you know, and the girl needs to relieve some stress. It's healthy, you know? So I think if we had gotten a little bit more privacy, that would have helped everybody. I don't have any shame.
Yo, this is amazing. Tell your truth, Amy. Speak your truth, baby.
They're good for you. They're good for you. And in a high-stress environment like that, you need to get in touch with yourself to release some tension.
Deep within yourself. You become one with yourself. I love it. Next on the list is Stacy Ann.
Oh, so lovable. Lovable integrity.
Uh-huh.
Like, she was practicing. She came there to slay, and she did. You know, when I was watching last night, I was really struck by, just how sweet and what a wonderful character on the show she was. I was like, oh, I love Stacy Ann.
Refreshing.
She was just so nice. Yeah, refreshing, sweet, really wonderful. Yeah, and good. Like, an amazing model, a fierce, gorgeous model. Absolutely.
Next on the list is Lauren, who is in the chat right now. Lauren, when you gonna chat with me? Lauren, y'all, I'm gonna call Lauren out. Lauren told me she was gonna do it, and then Lauren said she had to go take care of something, and she would come back to me. She hasn't yet to come back to me. I don't want to rush her, but I'm just saying, Lauren, we would love to have you up here, girl. What are your thoughts on Lauren?
Yes. Oh my gosh, Lauren is the bomb. You know, just really creative, cool, hilarious. Like, when I saw her, I was like, okay, this is like my person. You know, like, this is someone like me, awkward and cool, and like just into rad stuff and cool music, and just very cool. Like, yeah, I loved being with Lauren. She really helped me feel comfortable. And it was so beautiful also to see her blossoming. You know, I always, like, on the show, when I would watch as a fan, I loved those kind of underdogs who aren't the typical, you know, whatever type. And so I liked to see that. And Lauren, like, wow, the unfolding of her power and to see her transform on the show was really cool. And yeah, she's just super cool.
Yes. Next on the list is Katarzyna. Did I do it right, y'all? Did I do it right? Katarzyna.
Katarzyna.
Yeah, I gotta dance
amazing.
when I say it, so I can say it right.
Wow, she is one of my favorite people from the show. A pure-hearted angel, so beautiful, so elegant, so genuine, just genuine and kind. And she was another one that I was like, you don't need to be on this show.
Everyone says that.
You're good. You're made for this. Even when I watched her audition, I remember seeing her too at the audition, because, you know, back in those days, in the 2000s, it was like a low cut, chunky belts, like Christina Aguilera type of
Genie
style,
in a bottle,
you know?
fish.
Exactly. And she came in her swimsuit. It was high cut. And I remember being like, are you European? Like, whoa. I thought it was like so radical, which cracks me up now because I see it. I was like, oh, she was ahead of the curve. You know, with something a little bit more high cut. And I just thought, oh, she's very sophisticated.
When was the last time you spoke to her?
Oh my goodness. I like, since the reunion.
Oh.
I kind of dropped off, you know. I think that I've had some stuff to work through about being on the show. I like never talk about it. No one in my life, people will be like, oh my gosh, you were on that show. I say, yeah. And I just didn't, well, part of it is, okay, I wrote my journal, right? I wrote my journal all the time on the show, and I had everybody's contact in this journal. And then I got wasted one night. I had this blowout, drunk ass night in Chicago, and I lost my journal with everybody's contact. And I would have fantasies. I was like, maybe someone will find it and return it or publish it or something. No, it never happened. So that's part of it. It's like I lost everyone's contact number. I mean, now we have social media, so there's not really an excuse. But no, I haven't really talked to anybody. I'm Facebook friends with Marvita and Lauren. She was messaging me. She was boosting me up for this. Thank you, Lauren.
Shout out to Lauren.
Yeah, I love her. But other than that, I have not seen anybody since like the reunion on the Tyra show.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Dominique?
Fierce. Yeah, strong, fierce, powerful, you know, very grounded, like strong, grounded mama bear energy. I liked Dominique. She kind of reminded me of my sister, my older sister, Ashley. Yeah, like just I could appreciate her tenacity. You know, when I was watching the show, I was like, there's someone who wants it. And that's exciting to see, you know.
Thoughts on Fatima?
Fatima, I like Fatima. You know, I, watching the show last night too, when she and I have this interaction, and she's like, "You just won't stop talking."
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "Good Lord, I wouldn't." I was like, "Yeah, rah, rah." But part of it is an effect of the medication I was on too, you know. And I was like, she was right.
Yeah, that was
but
during
Fatima,
casting week, I think.
Sorry, what was that?
No, I was just saying, I think that was during casting week, or like week 1, where she was like, "You just keep talking, and you don't make any sense. You're like a clown," something like that.
Yeah. I mean, and I can understand too, like now looking back, some of the things she said that maybe at the time I would have taken offense to. I can understand them in a new way, you know, because she really was there. She was focused. And it probably was triggering and challenging to have someone who's totally the opposite there, not taking it seriously, not focused. So I have compassion, you know, for her point of view. And I liked Fatima. Like when we were in LA for the casting schoolgirl episode, we like I remember she would like lay her head in my lap, and like there would be like these cuddle moments, and yeah, never. She was a strong personality, you know. And oh, another thing I felt compassion for with Fatima was seeing the makeover episode, and seeing, because at the time I was like, why is she being a baby? I got hair extensions too, but I saw what they were doing to her hair and her scalp, and I said, oh my gosh, you know, like why didn't we have more softness to her? You know, like she's saying she's hurting. And so I noticed that, you know, like yeah, but Fatima, I would say the word that comes to mind is like complex.
How do you feel about Anya?
Sorry, who was it? What was the
Anya.
name? Anya.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yes, thank you.
I was like, yeah.
I love Anya. Anya was another one of my homies. It was like we could be like, yeah, you know, excited together.
I don't know her.
She had the best energy.
Okay.
Oh, am I still? Is it good?
Uh-huh.
Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, Anya, amazing, positive. Like she brings that like Hawaii aloha spirit, that pureness. And she was a kick-ass model. You know, she was really good. And she also was someone I remember just very determined, very focused, like wanted it. Yeah, I like Anya.
Whitney, the winner.
Basic. Yeah, just basic. Like yeah, like pretty, basic. That's it. Like I don't think about Whitney.
So is that how were you guys on the show? Like, did you guys?
She repelled me. I was not interested in her because a little bit snaky, you know, just to be real. Like I noticed she's right up with Allison, playing with those dolls when she made that remark. You know, not my type. Not my type of person. You know, let's see. I appreciated her representing plus size. And looking back, I was like, my God, she was plus size. You know, that's another thing. the body image stuff, I think is harmful. Looking back.
It is extremely harmful.
And I'm glad that Whitney won. I think it's wonderful to have representation for bigger bodies. Absolutely. I think that was very important. And I think it's cool that she won. Personally, no. I'm not interested in her. Basic, hetero, boring. You know, that's my honest opinion. So there it is.
Next on the list is Mr. J. Manuel.
Oh, Clean. Very clean and polished and professional.
Oh.
You know, professional. Had it together.
Miss J. Alexander.
Oh, yeah. What's the first word that comes to mind? Expressive.
Yes.
Expressive. Yeah, expressive. Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I hate you, but I love you because I know forever, as long as I keep doing these, they're going to say basic, hetero, boring. It's gonna be the bane of my existence. Thank you. Not thank you, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Basic, hetero, boring. That is iconic. Anyways, next on the list is Paulina Porizkova.
Oh, hell yeah. I loved Paulina. Her power, her presence, her beauty, her wisdom. It's really cool that she got to be our judge. And I got to meet her, you know? And I liked Paulina too, because after we wrapped, she sent all of us, I'm assuming it was all of us, but she sent me a copy of the book she wrote, A Model Summer. And I devoured that thing. And I was really impressed with her intelligence. And she, very smart and kind and fun. Very positive energy. A goddess, really. I really liked her.
Nigel Barker.
Nigel, handsome. Again, just kind of a basic person. Like, I didn't have too strong of feelings one way or the other. Yeah. BHB.
That is so iconic. Basic, hetero, boring. That is so iconic. I'm fanning out right now. And last but not least, Tyra Banks.
Wow, Tyra. Iconic. You know, whatever you think or say about her, I have a lot of gratitude to Tyra for the opportunity and for the experience. Even if I didn't do it the way I could have, or because I didn't win, all of that aside, I'm really grateful to her. And I'm impressed with her. You know, and I was watching it too, with this lens of like 2021 now, and looking back on that and think of, wow, how incredible to have a mainstream TV show that is led by people of color and highlighting, queer people and makeup artists and fashion and these things that, for me, growing up in Oklahoma, I didn't have direct access to. So I appreciate the show for being an opening for people who aren't living in big cities to have representation or just access to like another world. And I really appreciate Tyra for that. I only saw Tyra off camera one time, and it was different. It was cool. I remember her eyes very distinctly. Her eyes looking into my eyes, and she had these soft, beautiful, like a doe, like a deer, just this softness and this quietness that I didn't see before, because when the cameras are on, it's like, she turns into kind of the character of Tyra. But I only saw her off camera one time, and that was really special during the interview process. And I'll take that with me, because I feel like I saw more of her soul, and less of her persona.
We have reached the end of Antm Roll Call. I must say this has been one of the most amazing ones we've had in a very long time. You are iconic. You are iconic. Amis, you are our iconic girl.
Thanks.
Basic, hetero, boring. You basic, hetero, boring, bitch. All right, we got some fan questions. Here we go. This is from C Miller 911. What was significant about her pubic hair that she wanted to show everyone? LOL.
Do you want to see? I'm joking. Well, I didn't actually show anyone my pubic hair. That was just me being silly. Like, I think that people were fighting and there was tension. And I was like, oh, I'm going to say this goofy thing to diffuse the situation. And then I lived to regret it. I was like, oh, no, I was so embarrassed. But then I watched it. I was like, it's kind of cute. Like, I own it. You know, like my little face when I said it, you know, it was cute. And, you know, my pubic hair today is unleashed. Like, I don't shave anymore anywhere. And it's beautiful. It's my fur, you know, so I like it.
You know, Amis, I'll admit, I had a couple glasses of Chardonnay before I got on live today. So everyone's like, Oliver's, yeah, just a little bit. I must say, this is what I exactly needed to make the whole drinking experience the best. You are amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is there a specific reason on why you choose not to mow the lawn?
Time. Like, I have 3 kids, you know. Time. I did, my friend who's a model, like a professional model named Kyla. Oh my God, never mind. No, I can't tell the story. I can't tell it. Anyway, I decided to try waxing one time. And that was cool. I have a great friend in Austin, Texas. If you're there, Sassy Miss Waxy. She is the best. It's like a soothing spiritual waxing experience. And I got a full Brazilian, and it was cool. I felt this like sexy, slippery seal, you know? And so I like to groom, I like to wax, and it's like a season, you know? Right now I'm in the season of overgrowth. I'm in the season of a lush jungleness. And part of it's just because it feels nice for me, you know?
You can like braid it back.
Well, I trim it, you know, I snip it when it gets the long whisker looking thing.
Oh, you can't give it cornrows.
Not right now, but
okay.
In time. It does, it's like a cat.
Sprinkle waves.
You know?
Sprinkle waves. Yo.
Like,
okay.
You know,
iconic. Kyle_Israel is asking, what was it like filming the intro?
Oh, fun. Because we did D² was like the fashion designer and people. And it had this cool like kind of bondage type of energy to the clothes and that what we were wearing. It was really cool. I loved it. It was fun, and I think my intro is really cute. I had this like come hither thing going on. I liked it.
Anxie_medium_. Whoa, Amis. Yes. I want to know 2 things. How did she come up with the name Amis? There were 2 Amis. Tyra told you guys, one of you guys have to change your name. You eagerly volunteered to do so. How did you come up with Amis?
Well, I was going to actually go with August because that's my birth month. And I thought, oh, it starts with an A. And then last minute, I said Amos. And my dad called me Amos as a kid, you know, and I don't know. I wish I'd gone with August now, because Amos rhymes with anus, and everyone would be like, oh, something is amiss with Amos, and you know, but that's why.
It would make you less open to puns and wordplay and things like that. I got you.
Yes, I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about it.
Famous Amos, and here they go. They're going to start their foolishness. Kimmy Rowe is asking, did you meet Isis and the other background models when you were at your first shoot? Did you notice special attention on Isis?
No, I did not. I did not notice special attention on her. And I did meet her, yeah.
Foster Boss 94, did you like your makeover?
Oh, yeah, I did. I thought it was cool. Yeah, the long blonde hair. I mean, the extensions were something new. I haven't had them since, you know, that time. I mean, and some of it looks busted when I see it. There's like parts of my other hair poking out. But at the time I did. It was exciting. Yes, the makeover is like the best part for me of any season or cycle.
What do you remember the most about makeover day for you?
feeling nervous about wearing that like just strip of fabric and be like, oh, I hope I shaved, you know, because it was very teeny tiny.
I don't believe I've ever asked any contestant this. So, what is the lapse of time between you getting your makeover and you actually shooting that new makeover photo that they use for you? Is that the same day while you're on set at the makeover?
I think so. I think it's the same day. I think so, yeah.
I would assume so.
Yeah, because it's like people are getting their hair and stuff done, and then they take you over here to photo shoot area, that type of thing.
Yeah, that's what I always thought. That's what I always thought. Here we go. We're gonna keep on trucking. Fred Oro 90. I really want to know if Allison really didn't say thank you to the judges. Allison eliminated second. During her time at panel, I think Tyra was like, girl, you look good, bitch, you bad. And she just kind of like winked her eye. And somebody was like, girl, is she going to say thank you? And she kind of like winked her eye again and laughed. And it was like, girl, where's her humility? All that. Did she not respond to them at all from what you remember?
Again, I don't really remember.
Damn.
But I trust Tyra. I mean, why would they say that if she did say thank you? And I can imagine her absolutely not saying thank you. Maybe, again, I think it's a trauma response. I think she has some serious things that may have occurred for her. And maybe for her, saying thank you would have been like a weakness, or she was like wanting to appear confident. I don't know why, but I don't think that she did say it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Johnny Vasmar. Why she decide to skip during the runway challenge with Miss J? Yo ass.
Okay. Here's what y'all don't know. We walked so many times. That's the thing about the show. You got to keep in mind, they're filming 24 hours. There is so much footage for them to choose from. And we walked. I walked normally. You know, I don't even know how many times we did it, like 5 times. And the one time I skipped is, of course, what they air. And I loved my response on the show, though. He said, why'd you do that? And I said, because it makes me feel good. So, and I like to skip. I still do. Damn. You know? No shame in my skipping.
So, do you feel like the show did that with you a lot? Took moments of you doing things and presenting them out of context for another? Can you remember some other moments where you felt like that watching the show?
God, again, it's been 14 years, so it's really hard to remember the reality, because my memories of it are now shaped and influenced by what I see on the show.
Of course.
Let's see, other instances of that. I mean, all the lamps. I didn't break lamps all at once. I did break a lot of lamps. I don't know why. They were cheap, I guess. Dang. But stuff like that. Yeah, where it is making me be portrayed as like to play up the confusion and the
aloofness,
out of her element. Yeah, but I mean, again, that is also how I was. So, you know, it's a little bit of both there, I think.
I got you. Fair enough. GU411, if you presented yourself differently in panel in the week you were eliminated, do you think you would have stayed?
That's a good question. Yes.
That's a great question.
I mean, I can see when I watched it now, I was like, girl, what the hell were you thinking? Like, it's like I'm asking to get kicked off because something else in the audition in LA, the schoolgirl thing again, when I met Tyra and the other judges the first time, she said, go back. You have too many accessories on. Go wipe that makeup off. Take your earrings off. Take your belt. Because I had these like cool looking like suspender things. They look good, you know. I had some style. But she was like, go, you know, no. a model needs to be a blank canvas. And I remember crying. I was scared, you know, like wiping my stuff off. And so it's like I knew from the start what the expectation was. And I can look at that moment now and say, oh, yeah, I was being a little rebel. I was being like, look, I don't take this seriously. And I think now that attitude was a defense mechanism, a fear of being vulnerable, of putting myself out there and saying, I really do care about this, because I was afraid, you know, to reveal myself. And I did put this character out as a way to protect me. But of course, that limited me, you know, and I think, knowing what I know now and seeing myself, I was like, I could have won that. Absolutely. No question. You know, I just didn't want to.
Whitney, you lucky. Whitney, the only reason why you won is because Amis didn't feel like it.
It really is true, though.
Oh, I know that's right. Talk your shit. Talk your shit. Kimmy Rowe, on the Tyra show, you said you wanted to pursue a designing career over a modeling career. Did your time on the show influence that decision? How did that transition to behind the scenes work?
Yes, I was very clear after doing Top Model. I was like, I don't want to model. Not in this way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not like in the fashion industry, being poked and prodded and judged and criticized. No, I don't like that. I like doing things on my own terms. And I didn't become a designer. I think I was wanting to be a stylist, you know, but after the show, I actually was waitressing again. But I'll tell you something. One of my favorite things about being on America's Next Top Model is that I met somebody, a production assistant on the show named Sonia. And she became my roommate when I moved to New York after the show. She and I lived together, and she had this enormous influence on my life. Oh, wow. She was the first person I ever saw do a juice cleanse. And I was a hot mess. I mean, I was very living dangerously, putting myself in risky situations, not loving myself, drinking, like having a drinking problem. And she said, stop it. You're a hot mess. You know, she was one of those friends sometimes you need in life who are like, what are you doing? And she set me straight, and she gave me the book Be Here Now by Ram Dass. And it awakened my spirituality, and it set me on a path. So I am so grateful to America's Next Top Model, even though I didn't become a model or pursue a traditional modeling career, I should say, because I still model. God, I look like this. You know, I'm taking photos on my own terms. But yeah, that spiritual awakening really helped me and healed me. And who knows if I would have found it if it weren't for Antm. And Sonia Kreitzer, Del Powero, that's her musician name.
So in the grand scheme of things, Top Model is one of the greatest things that has ever happened to you.
Absolutely. Oh, hell yes. Yes, I loved it. And the one of the best parts too was the audition process. To keep excelling, to win something, and to keep going, and to share that with my family, who was really cheering me on. And it was the first time in my life I had the experience of, if you want something, you can get it. Mm-hmm. Life is magical. The universe is a beautiful place, and our heart's desires can come to fruition. Mm-hmm. And that was a beautiful gift that Antm gave me, you know? Yeah, I'm so glad I did it. No regrets. It's a cool story. It's a cool part of my life. And I'm at a place now where I'm learning to embrace it and own it and learn how to integrate. Okay, how does what I did back then apply to what I'm doing now? Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm learning to bridge those things in myself.
So once your show was over with, what did you tell yourself like you're going to go do? Like, okay, I've been on the show now. I'm going to go do this with my life.
Well, I was like, I'm going on Antm. I'm going to get rich and famous. And what you may not know is that you get $50 a day as a participant. That's called your per diem. And you're also expected to pay for your own food. So I don't even know how much money I came out with on that, but it was not much. It was like maybe $800. And so, yeah, I came out of the show. I think I went to one model casting at Elite in Chicago. And they were like, we know who you are. And I don't know, I did some modeling, but I could see it in the show. Like, it really wasn't for me. I don't know. It just, modeling wasn't for me in that way, but I did go on to do some really exciting things. I did get to model for one of my favorite photographers, Ryan McGinley, and I'm in one of his books. And what was your question?
Like, what did you do after the show, basically?
What did I do after the show? Mm-hmm. Oh, I waitressed a little bit. Mm-hmm. It was like humble pie to come back to my little hometown in Oklahoma, having not won. And I was waitressing at a Garfield's in the mall when the show came out. And people thought I was a celebrity there, though, in Bartlesville. I mean, still to this day, 15 years later, they're like, oh, my God, Amos, what's it like to meet Tyra? And, it's kind of cool. But I moved to New York. After the show, I moved to New York and, again, waitress. I was working at a place called Big Daddy's in Gramercy Park, but something magical happened then where I had this regular customer who was like, how much is your rent? Like, I'm a lot wealthier than I look. And I was like, oh, I don't know about this. This sounds like, dangerous or something. But I did quit my waitressing job. The night I quit, this little angel, Richard, came into my life, and he became like my patron. Patron was the word I used back then, but now I know the correct term is sugar daddy. And he just like bankrolled my life, and he paid for me to go to yoga school. And then I got to build this amazing yoga consciousness center in Bushwick called the Body Actualized Center. And that was amazing because we were doing yoga classes in the day and raves at night. And then we would have lectures on, psychedelics, and we were serving mushroom tea and just really having a lot of fun. And I also discovered the world of sensual healing, which liberated me because I had never heard of anything like that, but I had the money from the sugar daddy, I was able to do a lot.
Amis, you have lived the life.
I'm still living.
Amis, you had a sugar daddy?
Yes. And I love it. Oh my God. It's so nice. These men, well, not just men, these people. Some people have so much money and they just need companionship. I did not ever have sex with him, in case that's what some of y'all are asking. I would go to dinner with him. I another conversation, and we can really get into that. But,
I want to roll with you, girl. I want to roll with you, girl. Girl, you're my type of girl. Hey, girl, we may have to do a separate live. You my type of girl I want to roll with. Girl, I'm pretty with personality, just like you too, bitch. Plug me into the system. All right, let me get back serious. So, yeah, what were you saying about Top Model?
It was a stepping stone,
Definitely.
It was a beautiful stepping stone into, living a life I love. I love my life. I have these 3 beautiful children who are my treasures. I have an epic partner who loves me. I'm married to my partner, and they're a photographer. And so they take photos of me. We've got a book that is in the works called Maiden to Mother. And because my partner has chronicled all my my pregnancy journeys, and yeah, so I'm fulfilled, I'm fulfilled. I'm so grateful. I think if I could go back, I would have liked to take myself more seriously and to have loved myself enough to really show up in the way I know I have the power to. And I also have compassion for my younger self that just wasn't what I had the ability to do at that time.
Right. Okay. This is from Banner Cosmetic. Hi, Amos. since you were there when it happened, what are your thoughts on the whole argument between Fatima and the girls who said, I think she was too ghetto?
What are my thoughts on it? Well, my thoughts are it's none of my business.
Basically.
You know, it's none of my business. That is between them. And I'm not going to police how Black women speak. It's not my place.
Because you know what, Amos, and you know what, because you said if I saw two white women arguing right now, I would mind my business because I don't know shit about that. I'm finna be quiet. Girl, I don't know that. I don't know how that gets down. That is the most... Amos, you are an icon. That was... Oh, my goodness.
Thank you.
Guys, this is... Girl, I am gagged. I am gagged on so many levels. Nobody I've ever... I'm going to say it right now. And I don't think it ever gets me in trouble. There has never been a more iconic interview. And the one, I think you are 110. This is the most iconic. This is number one now. You're like, this is number one. It has to be. All right, here we go.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah, this is number one. This is number one now. Kimmy Rowe is saying, hey, Amos, according to Antm Wiki, you prefer she, they pronouns. Were you out during your time on the show? Is there anything you want to share about your story?
Oh, wow. I'm impressed with the questions. Like, I don't think I really understood
These
how
folks
much
are
the
amazing.
fans know.
These folks out here. Listen, everybody who watches, who has supported, who dips their head in, they are amazing.
Yeah, I feel that. Thank you for this question. Thank you for the opportunity. No, I was not out on the show. Yes, my pronouns are she, her, they, them. I consider myself a cis woman, so assigned female at birth, and I feel female at heart. And I also, though, I feel that gender is expansive and ever changing. And I know that I have multiple inner aspects that like to be expressed. So for me, they is just the default. You know, they, them for everybody until informed otherwise, I think is the best way to move through things now. And I am queer. I love all kinds of people. I love having sex with all kinds of different people. And I'm proud of that. And I definitely could not have said that at 20 years old. Oh my gosh, no. But that's kind of part of my story because I felt a lot of shame. You know, growing up in Oklahoma, I felt, oh my God, I'm so scared to be gay. I was afraid of my sexuality. And in time, I've really learned to embrace it and to love that part of myself. I'm so glad I'm not basic, hetero, or boring.
God damn it!
Yeah,
now let me ask you this.
Very queer.
Now let me ask you this. You said you like having sex with all types of people. What are like your top types of people to have sex with?
God.
Are Nubian queer queens like myself a part of that?
Yes, it's really about the person. It's really about the energy. I like having sex with people who are confident, who are kind, and who are sexy. Who like having sex, who embrace their bodies, who want to fuck me. Oh, I don't know about the F word, but
no, bomb it. This is amazing.
Yeah, I just like juicy people. I like having sex with people with pussies. I like having sex with people with cocks. And I like having sex with people, oh my God, my mom is probably watching this, but she knows anyway. It's probably some of her friends. But you know what? This is who I am. And guess what? Sex is good. Sex is natural. I will never apologize. I will never apologize for being human. But I like threesomes, And my partner is probably laughing too because we don't really have sex that often anymore because we don't have time because we have our kids. We're very busy. But it's still there. The juice, the desires are still there.
I can really keep this going, y'all. I'll behave. I can really keep this going. This is Sidness 99 is saying, Amis, OMG, I want to know, what is your favorite moment left on the cutting room floor?
Oh, that moment of like when I left and singing the song together. Me and Marvita, and I think some of the other people were singing too. Yeah, singing, honestly, fuck, I just don't even really remember.
Mm-hmm.
So much of it I don't remember. Man, what was left on the cutting room floor? I think that song on my elimination. And I mean, there's so much, you know, because they're filming you all the time. So what you see on the show is a droplet, you know, it's diluted, like, you know, all this stuff. Yeah, I think that's my answer. Just that song, me and Marvita's song.
What was your favorite photo shoot?
On the boat in the lingerie. Yeah,
Elle Macpherson.
I love that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beck_Wolo is a messy bitch because she's asking, did you watch Whitney's interview with Oliver? What did you think about the top model roll call when she said you were insecure and attention seeking?
Yeah, I did not watch it. And I think she's absolutely right. I was insecure. I was seeking attention. Who goes on a reality TV show and doesn't want attention? And also, what 20-year-old isn't insecure? So she was right. Definitely.
Oh. Beautiful. I don't have any more questions for you, Amis. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Clear up. Reveal. You have done an icon's job, I must admit. Like, this is make no mistake, baby. Amis came and shook, flipped, shredded, broke the table, and set the house on fire. Oh my God.
That's what I like to do.
Oh! Do you have
there's two things I want to say. I don't.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, just asking. No, apologize.
Oh, but thank you for the opportunity to promote it.
Oh, yeah.
I do have a Patreon, but I'm not, it's like expired. I'm not doing anything on there anymore because I'm moving in a new direction in my life.
Okay.
For the past decade, I have worked with sensual healing and studied Tantra, and it's really allowed me to heal myself. And now I'm taking that healing, all the things I learned in that realm, and I'm moving in a new direction as a sex educator. And my dream right now is to lead retreats and workshops for youngers, starting primarily with girls, with femmes, and their moms, and leading that with my mom to teach about sacred sex education that's rooted in pleasure and consent, because I'm out to interrupt rape culture. You know, there is like so much of an epidemic as far as sexual assault, sexual abuse, childhood trauma, and like we have to do something about it, right? And so that's my mission. My mission is really to create a safer world for people to have healthy, positive sexual experiences. And the other thing I want to say is just how indebted and in gratitude I am to ballroom culture and to queer people of color and trans women and people who really did the necessary work for something like America's Next Top Model to become mainstream. And I've never had the chance to say that. And I just really want to shout it, like, thank you to those foremothers and forefathers who allow this work to continue. And my one regret is that I didn't make it to the next challenge to meet Benny Ninja, because I think I would have really done good at that one. But that's it. That's all.
Can you give us a little cat before you go?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Amos, 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 cow, Amos, Amos, famous, Amos, famous, Amos with the cow, cow, famous, Amos, cow, famous, Amos, cow, famous, Amos, Amos,
I mean, I just had a baby, y'all. I need to show it off.
You look good, girl.
It's true. Thank you. Thank
Well,
you. And I love myself.
My last question to you before I let you go is, if you were standing before Tyra Banks right now, what would you say to her?
I would say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for what you do.
Mm-hmm. I don't have anything else to ask you, Amos. You have done an amazing job. Do you even still go by Amos? It's Amy, but like, do you even go by Amos?
No, I don't.
This is the first time you've heard Amos in so long, right?
Yeah, it's really like a ghost from the past, but it's good. It's part of my healing process, you know. And another big thing I'm into is self-love, and I'm a self-love coach. So if anyone out there needs some support in that area, hit me up. I'm on Instagram. You can follow me at Juicy Wild Grace or at Hummingbird Heart. That's like my coaching business, Hummingbird Heart. And it's just been a pleasure. I feel like tired, you know. This was a lot.
You've done an amazing job. I thank you so much. This is freaking amazing. I love my job.
I love that you do this.
Oh,
and I do send a lot of love to everybody. You know, even the ones that kind of talk a little trash about. I'm glad that we got the chance to be immortalized in this way. You know, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody send Amos kisses, hugs, healing energy, positive energy as we say goodbye to her after giving an iconic top model chat on Cycle 10. Amos,
thank you.
Continue to be great, girl.
I will. There's no other option.
God damn it. Yes, no other option. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You guys love me, right? You guys love me, right? That was amazing. Amos, thank you so much. Listen, I'm going to finish my glass of wine. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. It will be uploaded to my YouTube channel, Oliver Twixt, TWIXT on YouTube, where you can watch this chat and 109 other top model related vlogs. Yes, contestants and judges, including Miss Tyra Banks herself, okay? I love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays. May you guys be safe. Be great out there. Be safe. Make sure you're loving each other, being nice, do something nice for another person and whatnot. And I hope to see you guys soon. Be sure to pray. Kegel!